Okay, so the next graph is a cubic graph where we have y equal to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus 50. So the step to solve this is firstly we have to understand the shape of the graph where it must be correspond to the value of a. So we should check either a is greater than 0 or a is less than 0. So if the value of a is greater than 0, I always draw my graph from the right hand side. If the a is less than 0, I always draw my graph from the left hand side. And then basically we have to calculate how many x-intercept do we have. So since this is cubic, we might have one x-intercept, we might have two x-intercept, and we might have three x-intercept as well. So I already separate the case into three. So after this, we're going to try to solve them. And then we have to check what is the y-intercept as well. So let us focus on the first type where we have only one x-intercept. So the first type is when we have only one real roots, or we can easily write y equal to a x minus h cubed plus k, where h and k is the inflection point. So what do we mean by inflection point? Is the point where the concavity of the graph changes. So for example, this is for a greater than 0. As you can see, this is concave up, this is concave down. So this point over here, that is our HK, the inflection point. So for a less than 0, this is concave upward, concave downward. So this is where we change the concavity. So that one must be our inflection point, HK. So let us try a few examples. So the first example, we have y equal to x cubed minus 1. So let us check what is the inflection point. So let's compare with y equal to a, x minus h cubed plus with k. So when we compare them, as you can see, this is 1. So a is equal to 1. X minus h cubed is equal to x cubed, which means that h must be equal to 0. And negative 1 must be equal to k. So k is negative 1. So this is basically our inflection point. Inflection point 0, negative 1. And then we have to check what is the shape of the graph. So a is equal to 1. A is greater than 0. So when I draw them, I have to start from the right hand side. So the x-intercept is when the y is equal to 0. So let us try. So x cubed minus 1 equal to 0. X cubed is equal to 1. X must be positive 1. Y-intercept is when the x equal to 0. So we have y equal to 0 cubed minus 1. Therefore, y is equal to negative 1. So x exists, y exists. The inflection point is 0 and negative 1. So this is the inflection point. Okay, so the shape is positive, so I should start from the right hand side. So we're going to start our graph from the right hand side until we reach the inflection point, and then we're going to change the concavity. So this is one where the x-intercept. Okay, so as you can see, this is concave upward and then concave downward. So this is y equal to x cubed minus 1. So the next example, when we have y equal to negative 1 over 8, x minus 1 cubed minus 1. So as usual, let us calculate the inflection point. So y equal to a, x minus h cubed plus with k. So let us compare the equation. As we can see, a must be negative 1 over 8. So x minus 1 cubed, x minus h cubed, which can give us h equal to 1. And then this negative 1, and this is k, so that means k is equal to negative 1. So we can say that our inflection point is at 1, -1. Okay, so shape of the graph. As you can see, A is -1/8. So A is less than 0. When we sketch the graph, we should start from the left hand side. So something that looks like this. X-intercept, so we have to calculate when y is equal to 0. So -1/8, x minus 1 cubed minus 1 equal to 0. So x minus 1 cubed is equal to positive 1 times with -8. So this is -8. So x minus 1 is equal to -2. Keep root on both sides. So that is how I get -2. And x is equal to -2 plus with 1, which is -1. So the x-intercept is x equal to -1. For the y-intercept, we have to let x equal to 0. So y is equal to -1/8. So we got 0 minus 1 cubed minus 1. So this is -1/8. This is -1, -1. So 1/8 minus 1, which is simply -7/8. So now let us have our x and y axis ready. So we can draw our inflection point. So x is 1, y is -1. So this is the inflection point. And then let us put the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So this is the x-intercept. The y-intercept is over here, which is -7/8. So we have to draw our graph from the left hand side. So start from the left hand side until you reach the x-intercept, and then go to inflection point and then change the concavity. So this is the graph for y equal to -1/8, x minus 1 cubed minus with 1.